Hey guys, and welcome back. Yesterday, PBK posed a question of sorts, I guess, in his video, or what I took to be an open question. Um, he said, "It's interesting. Why did the Nazis hate the Jews?" And I thought, well, yeah, that's kind of an interesting question. Um, but I think if we go back to um, if we go back to Exodus, we can see part of an answer here, or at least how it could have been justified. So we're going to start in about verse 5 here. The descendants of Jacob numbered 70 in all. Joseph was already in Egypt. Now Joseph and all his brothers and all now Joseph and all his brothers and all that generation died. But the Israelites were exceedingly fruitful. They multiplied greatly, increased in numbers, and became so numerous that the land was filled with them. Then a new king, to whom Joseph meant nothing, came to power in Egypt. Look, he said to his people, the Israelites have become far too numerous for us. Come, we must deal with them. We must deal shrewdly with them, or they will become even more numerous, and if war breaks out, will join our enemies, fight against us, and leave our country. So, it looks like Pharaoh had a problem, or the king, as they're saying here, had a problem. He looked around and saw that the Israelites were prospering and had become large in number, and said, this is a problem. What's going to happen if war comes to our doorstep? Are they going to side with our enemy and fight against us and then leave the country? And you can see that Hitler would have been dealing with this too. He's looking around, and not that there's anything wrong with this, but he was looking around and saw that the Jews were prosperous, and with good reason. It's ingrained in the culture that education is above all else, and education will help you succeed and be prosperous, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if your country has been bankrupt because of a war that you shouldn't have been in the first place, and you look around and you have people that you can say are not your countrymen because they believe in a different religion than you, look around, they're prospering, you're not. It gives you, if you're a person like Hitler, it gives you a good scapegoat. He could go to the German people and say, they're the problem. Look, these are not our countrymen, and look how well they're doing. They're the problem. We have to purge them. We have to get rid of them. Okay? Well, you can do that, but the same problem Pharaoh had back in Egypt, and they begin enslaving them, and even at the beginning they're still prospering until the midwives are told to get rid of every baby boy. Well, they don't listen to that very well, and so that doesn't work out too well for Pharaoh either. They're still multiplying. So But we have to look at what happened afterwards, right? Like, all this is bad. And, you know, Hitler got his scapegoat in the Jews. And here, back in Exodus, Pharaoh got to blame this on the Israelites back then too. But what happened? Well, as unfortunate as the things that happened in Egypt at the time, the plagues, as unfortunate as those were for the people of Egypt, still God had his way, and his people were out of Egypt and on their way back to the promised land that was given to Abraham. After the end of World War II, what happened? Well, if we look into the late 40s, Israel is restored as a nation. It hasn't been a nation in who knows how many years, and it gets restored as a nation. Bad things happened. Bad things happened under control of Hitler and with the Nazis. But something good came out of it. Out of all that, the nation of Israel gets restored. And it's taken a long time to get to the point where we now have countries moving their embassies into Jerusalem because they see what we've always known is that is the capital of Israel. It's not Tel Aviv. And that it's being restored. And, you know, this may have taken a long time, but God, through his providence, has done this. When we say, well, why did Hitler and why did the Nazis hate the Jews? It's pretty simple. They could look at them and use them as a scapegoat and say, these are not our countrymen, and they're doing well, they're prospering, and we're not. Same thing Pharaoh was saying, except he wasn't saying that his people weren't prospering, just that he had a illegitimate fear here that if war came knocking at their door, that the Israelites would turn against them. Anyway, that was my short response to that question. Y'all have a great day.